We would like to thank you for purchasing a circular harvest mushroom grow kit and contributing to a more sustainable and circular food system. We've created this video to help guide you through your mushroom growing experience and to demonstrate how easy it really is to have fresh gourmet mushrooms in your own home. We used the lion's mane grow kit as an example in this video. However, our techniques work for all of the other mushrooms as well, like the blue oyster, the pink oyster, and the yellow oyster grow kits. So let's get started. Once you've placed the kit where you want it, and you have removed the spray bottle and instruction sheet, you will now need to remove the cardboard cutout on the front so you can access the substrate bag inside. Then, you'll want to take a knife and cut a big X in the bag so the mycelium is exposed to the air. This signals to the mycelium that it is time to start fruiting. As you can see, this lion's mane kit has a lot of mycelium that started to fruit before opening it, which is completely normal. However, if your kit does not have this mycelial buildup, that is perfectly okay, and it will just take a bit longer to get your first harvest. Now that the mycelium is exposed to the air, it is time to mist it. You're going to want to mist heavily on your first day to help boost mushroom growth, and then continually mist your kit 3 to 5 times a day. I typically mist it when I wake up, and then at noon, around 12ish, and then one last time before bed around 8 or 9. However, increasing your misting will increase your chances of a good harvest. Mushrooms need high humidity to grow, so whenever in doubt of how much to mist, always go a bit overboard, as it is unlikely to overwater a mushroom. If you are unable to mist the kit 3 times a day, just make sure to mist it heavily when you can mist it, or place a plastic bag over the kit to help hold in the humidity. If you are doing the plastic bag method, it is important to poke some holes in the bag so you can allow for airflow still. Mushrooms are pretty self-sufficient. All they need is high humidity and low amount of light, and they'll do most of the work for you. So just making sure you keep up with this routine will ensure that you have a good harvest. Just look how fast these mushrooms grown. After 6 days, we have this size of a head, and here on the 7th day, we're actually ready to harvest it. When you're harvesting, all you have to do is gently remove it from the substrate bag by pulling on it. Sometimes it sticks in a little harder than you would expect, but don't worry, you can pull as hard as you need to remove it. Now that you've harvested your mushrooms, you're going to want to remove the old mycelium so you can access the substrate underneath. It is important to be able to access the substrate so you can rehydrate it. Mushrooms use the substrate as their source of water, and it's not actually the mist that you're using on it. That is to form the shape of the mushroom and make it sure it grows properly. The moisture in the substrate is actually where they get the water for growth. So if you don't hydrate it, your success at a next harvest is very unlikely. So you want to make sure you mist heavily on these first couple of days to make sure that you're rehydrating the substrate, or you could soak your substrate into a bowl for about 6 hours and then just mist daily. It's good to remember that mycelium is a living organism, which means each kit will have its own unique growing experience. Some strains may take longer to grow than others, since every house has a different environment, which can affect growth. Also, each mushroom kit is different, just like every human is different, so some are stronger than others, which will allow them to grow quicker. This is why it is important to be patient with mycology. Just because our kit grew in 7 days does not mean yours will too. It could take up to 2 to 3 weeks before your mushrooms decide to grow. This is unlikely, but if it does happen, check out our other videos on tips for initiating mushroom growth, and if after 4 to 5 weeks you still have no mushrooms, contact us and we will gladly send you a new kit for free. After about 10 days from your first harvest, you can expect a second harvest to occur. Again, depending on your mushrooms, it could be a bit sooner or a little bit later, but whatever the case is, you follow the same process as the last harvest, where you remove all the mycelium first to expose the substrate, and then mist heavily on those first couple days to ensure you get another fruiting. Again, after another 10 days from the second harvest, you can expect to get your third and final harvest. We typically expect the third harvest to be your last one because there's not enough nutrients left in the grow kit to get a big enough yield to make it worth your while to continue growing. So once you have gotten that to the size that you want, you can just simply remove by hand again, and then you're going to want to remove the bag from the box so you can dispose of everything. So all you got to do is remove the bag from the box and then the substrate out of the bag. And you can put it in your compost pile, and you could possibly get a fourth and fifth harvest outside because the extra nutrients that the natural environment allows for, which you can see here with our yellow oysters. Then all you have to do is dispose of the bag and compost your box, and you've successfully completed your first mushroom grow kit. Don't forget to visit our website to find more helpful tips and recipes to inspire your culinary creations. Also remember to purchase your next grow kit in advance so you can continue to have access to fresh mushrooms and keep contributing to a more sustainable food economy. We hope this video was helpful, and thank you for supporting us. Please consider subscribing so you can stay up to date with more of our helpful videos. Thank you.